Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. I managed to pull Sashwath in again today due to the overwhelming positive response from yesterday's video. Me and him were talking about something that was happening in South Korea. We thought it might be of interest to you. Since you are our dear viewers, I thought Sashwath can share this with you.
Yeah. So the topic we wanted to talk about was we've talked about this a lot, but not in the context of Korea. We've barely touched on Korea in our discussions. So this particular topic is about in link with the AI boom and your Nvidia, your Intel, your Google, your Microsoft. But this is not in the context of the US, but we're going to be looking at Korea, especially South Korea. So the South Korean index or your tech index in South Korea is the KOSDAQ, KOSDAQ. And if you look at their performance over the past year, it's been over 20%. They've yielded you 20% in over a year. That's amazing performance from a stock market index in a span of a year. And their S&P 500 or Nifty 50 equivalent, which is called the KOSPI index, which tracks their general market, has only gone up by 9.6% as of the time of recording this video. So that begs the question, what is happening in Korea for the tech index to sort of leave behind the general aggregate index by such a large margin, almost double the amount of returns, well over double actually. So the question is what's happening there, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. So I'll sort of start off the discussion on what's happening. So we saw the AI boom in the US where tech stocks like Nvidia faced a huge rally because of their involvement in supercomputing and AI computation. And there was a lot of potential which people saw in Nvidia as a growth company. And immediately after this generative AI model, ChatGPT, came out and became free for users to sort of play around with, there was a lot of trust and proof of concept and proof of work in AI. And we saw a lot of tech stocks rally. Microsoft was one of these companies. So that begs the question, where are the ripple effects? And the ripple effects, as you can see it today, is in Korea. And surprisingly enough, there's also a takeaway for us Indians because finfluencers have been, or financial influencers have been pushing Koreans to invest in these tech companies. And Koreans are basically saying that, you know what, we want high returns. We don't care much about the risk. Go big or go home is what they've been saying over the past few months. And Korean regulators, the FSS or the Financial Security Services, organization in Korea it's left their head scratching. They're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Why is the Kosdaq up by 20%, whereas the general market is only up by 9.6%? And they have a few points on that. First off, they want to sort of clamp down on illegal trading, and they're very vague about this, but they're basically suggesting that there's a lot of insider trading going on where companies without transparent profit numbers, companies without a transparent business model are facing the most amount of cash flow into their company. So companies which are talking about supercomputing, quantum computing, and so on and so forth, yes, these are real concepts in the tech world, and these are things which are being worked upon currently. Google themselves are working on a quantum computer, but this is not something which every single company on the road is being able to do, and it's not something which regular investors who have no idea, who can't make head or tail of what quantum computing is, should be getting into. But the companies which are promising to roll out quantum computing over the next 10 years are the companies which are getting funding by these retail investors. So people like you and me are going and pouring money into things which they don't understand a single bit. So what we usually talk about on this channel are companies such as Unilever or ITC or your Nestle's. These are companies which you understand. These are companies which, we use the products of. We know what we're doing with these companies, at least to some extent. We may even venture forth and say something like Infosys, which we know where it works because we live in India and we see the corporate companies which we work with Infosys to roll out tech. But this is the sort of tech none of us are using, none of our corporates are using, and this is something we've never seen before. And South Koreans seem to be very happy to sort of jump on board. And this is something Benjamin Graham and Warren Buffett, be it Charlie Munger, all of them have talked about this. When the tide goes out, you really see what's really happening under the hoods of most of these companies, and it reminds me a lot of the dot-com bubble. What do you think about this?
Yeah, absolutely right. Korea is a very strange mix. It's a conservative Asian country, but has been heavily influenced by the Americans after the Korean War, where Korea was rebuilt by the Americans. And in the rebuilding process, they became democratic. They had an open capitalistic market. They industrialized very fast from savages of war. After even the splitting of Korea into two, they managed to recover and set up all their industries. They have very big, heavy industries there. Samsung, Hyundai, LG, all of them are from. Daewoo is also from there. So they had a long history of making ships and doing petrochemicals and all this. And they got into electronics in a big way, thanks to mainly from Japan, who they've always considered their sparring partner in competition. They always try to outdo the Japanese and prove one-upman on Japanese technology and Japanese innovation. And this is a very strange thing. And they've had a lot of scandals in their stock markets. Most of those scandals have gone with embezzlement and insider trading, like Sashwath said. And because all of these are all family-owned and family-run companies, like in India, like the Tatas, the Samsung is a company which is owned by a family. Hyundai is another family-owned company. And these are very old and they're like royalty in Korea. They don't have a royal family anymore. But these company owners and their family are considered like royalty. And whenever something erupts, it usually comes from one of these families, something they've been doing which they should not have been doing. And it is very strange. It's a perfect storm as far as South Korea is concerned when this AI boom is happening. AI boom is riding on the backs of companies like Nvidia and other semiconductor companies. And Korea has a huge incubation base for semiconductors. Most of Samsung's semiconductors are used not only in Samsung phones, they're used in most phones. The Samsung semiconductors appears not only in phones, in computers and all that. So there are a lot of semiconductor companies in Korea, which now with this AI boom, people are out around the world speculating on AI. They all want to be riding on the coattail of the next Nvidia.
Yes.
So with all this free money which is floating around, which has been slushing around for 10, 12 odd years, this is all making its way. So people now want to place their bets. Last year it was all Bitcoin. This year seems to be the flavor of the season is AI. Bitcoin has now lost its flavor. People are not interested in Bitcoin anymore.
Yes.
If you notice in social media, advertisements
No one
everywhere,
talks about NFTs or Bitcoin anymore.
Bitcoins, everything is just gone.
Yeah.
Though Bitcoins are still there, some people are still buying and holding and trading or whatever they're doing. And they believe Bitcoin will come back to limelight. I don't know. But now AI seems to be what is the flavor of the season.
Yes.
And because of that, I feel this frothing is happening in the tech index in the South Korea.
Yeah.
They're not able to sniff out why it is happening.
Yes.
The regulators have suddenly woke up to it after the entire year has gone by. After the sudden rise, they've suddenly woken up saying, "Oi,
Yeah.
someone is walking through our gates."
And the interesting thing is that although the index is up by 20%, that has nothing to do with the actual frothing which is happening, because a lot of these companies are not part of the index. So the index really isn't tracking. So the index only consists of the big ones. So your small ones are the ones which have most of the footfall, because a lot of South Koreans are believing that those companies which don't have a transparent earnings system or a transparent sort of balance sheet to look at are the companies they should be putting their money into, because of the twisted logic where they think that they're one-upping their peers, in the sense that they're investing in a sort of golden egg which no one has any idea about, which is complete rubbish. You should be investing in things you can see. You don't buy something without seeing what it is. That's basically what they're doing.
Correct.
And they're saying that because no one knows what's inside, it's going to be valued very less. And therefore, if I buy this and then it turns out there's gold inside, then I'm a king.
Correct.
But that's very faulty logic.
And like we have FIS, there's American FIS investing in South Korea, and $1 gives you around 1,400 yuan now. That's a lot of exchange power. And I'm sure a lot of the speculative money which is growing all over Southeast Asian markets is making its way to South Korea too, because South Korea is a democracy. It has a transparent government and their currency is very transparent, even more than India is. And their legal system is quite robust. So I'm sure a lot of investors from the world over, and especially America, feel very safe to invest in South Korea. And South Korea has a huge population outside South Korea who also send money back home, and
Yes.
all of this is finding its way into their markets. Is it right? I don't know. Is it speculative? Absolutely.
There's definitely fraud.
Yeah, and will it crash? I don't know. Is there gold there? I don't know, because those are all predictable looking into the future. But as Sashwath says, for all these I don't knows, those are the exact reasons why you should not be investing.
Yes.
Because Warren says if you have even one I don't know, then you should not touch it.
Yeah.
And here we have plenty of I don't knows.
The problem is that, like the dot-com bubble, not every company is an Amazon and not every company is going to be a Google.
No.
You might be a Netscape, or worse, you might be one of those dot-coms which we don't even remember because of lost memory.
And the funny thing is, during the dot-com boom, Amazon was not favorite of anybody.
Yes.
It was considered to be a useless company. Whoever thought will be buying books online? It was thought of it like that.
Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, everything else was considered to be a much better idea than Amazon. No one could have predicted Amazon would win out like the way it has now. So, I don't know. So, as a foreign investor who's looking to diversify your portfolio, should you be venturing into all these areas, I would definitely give it a pass. Not only if story itself hasn't come, for the simple reason it's so opaque. Sitting in India, or even if you're fortunate to be working outside India somewhere and you're able to send remittance back to India and you're thinking about investing and diversifying your risk and all that.
The far better opportunities.
Yes, you should always move towards where at least you have some daylight. And at least in the American market, it's a global market in the sense that everyone's investing around the world in it, and it's spoken about well and it's written about a lot. You can find a lot of easy access information to it. So it's very easy to, at least if you're not transparent, to get some information of what you're doing. Though I still suggest you should be very careful about all this. You should be playing in these kind of companies around the world. If you're a high net worth individual, you won't even be watching this program with me and Sashwath sitting here. So the advice to all of us, the rest of us, is enjoy the news, read about it, eat some popcorn and watch some fireworks happen.
This is purely to bring this to your attention so you can see a real life case study of if you guys missed the Bitcoin boom and you guys missed GameStop and all of that. Worry not, there are many more lessons happening right around your corner, and this is one lesson which you can keep tabs on and see how a bubble in real life grows and then pops.
And the biggest takeaway from this, I would say, is it will help you to notice the bubbles within India. Anand was recently talking about the small cap bubble which is happening in India right now, with all the WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups within India and within investors, kinds of crazy tips being passed around. It's pushing small caps.
Yeah.
Companies like Suzlon, which is like an absolute trash one, is getting all kinds of limelight and attention and all kinds of numbers.
Very debt-ridden company.
Yeah, and it's kind of seen all kinds of numbers are being shown to it and people believe in it. So,
penny stocks aren't inherently like great companies. And there's Peter Lynch lecture which he talks about. He says just because something's trading at 20 cents doesn't mean that it can't go to zero.
Correct.
It's definitely going to go to
Most of you always think the 20 cents will become 40 cents and I'll cash out.
Yeah.
It never does. And a lot of you on Instagram keep asking me and on LinkedIn, sir, what does the penny stock company have to do to become not a penny stock anymore? So we'll keep an eye, and when those parameters change, basically fundamentally their business itself is not sound. So how can it make sense? I don't know. And why you need to do this kind of bottom feeding, I don't understand. We're not a channel which caters to this. So I'm even surprised people who are looking for advice on how to do bottom feeding and pick up penny stocks keep watching us and asking us these questions, because there's not value investing.
Yes.
It's like asking a potato seller, do you have any chicken? And we don't have.
You're better off going to a data analyst and running numbers if you want to do something like that.
Correct. And there are lots of other channels which offer this kind of
information
where they talk about day trading, they talk about options, and they tell you leveraging, how to pick penny stocks, how you buy 10 penny stocks, and one penny stock turns from 20 to 40 paise. You made the loss, you recovered. I don't know. It sounds whole lot sounds like a bunch of smokes and mirrors to me. More sounds like a pump and dump scheme, where like this article which Anand showed, where small cap stocks are being pumped up by making naive investors.
Yeah.
Most of these WhatsApp group and Telegram channels are owned by huge guys who have a lot of money, who use these. Before, in those days, in Wall Street days, Wolf of Wall Street used to be the phone.
Yeah.
Your phone hot tip will come on the phone. Now hot tip comes on your WhatsApp and your Telegram group. How you can believe such things, I don't know. When you guys, same guys are the ones who say, my father is the one who's forwarding all these stupid things to me. That generation will believe anything that comes on WhatsApp. But your generation is ready to swallow whatever is given in terms of stock tips.
Yeah.
So anyway, be careful, play safe. Remember, it's all your hard-earned money.
If there's one thing to take away from this video, it's that don't listen to any influencers. You shouldn't be listening to us. We're just doing this for educational purposes.
Correct.
Nor
We're
should
not
you
advisors.
Yes, and nor should you listen to anyone else online. If you do want proper consultations, please consult a professional, someone who's certified, someone who's SEBI certified. And we are not those people. And and it's very likely that the people you watch on Telegram are not those people.
And
either.
you should not be going around asking every random person on
Yes.
the internet, should I hold this stock or should I sell this stock? Should I cut my losses or should I book for profit? I understand anxiety. All of us have anxiety. Trust me and Sashwath have our boatloads of anxiety, you know. But
it's like asking a butcher whether I should get a heart transplant. He will not be able to answer that.
yeah, and if the butcher is answering you, he's the one crazy butcher, and you're even more crazier to listen to the butcher. So be careful out there, because I do worry about a lot of you. Kind of background all of us come from, you know. We can't carry the loss of even a lakh or two.
Yeah.
It can be very tough on us.
Forget a lakh, 1,000 rupee loss hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Because
And
it makes you feel stupid.
yeah, it really does. And it does really a number on you. It takes you a long time to recover. The exuberance you feel from 1,000 rupee profit is far shorter than the pain you feel from 1,000 rupee loss.
Yes. And this is proven in studies. This is a behavioral economics concept.
Yeah, human beings were wired like that. So please do be careful out there. Anyway, that said, thank you for joining us today on Be Rich. I hope you found this lecture informative and entertaining. We're not trying to grandstand here.
Yes.
We just worry about a lot of you guys out there. Anyway, thanks for watching the video today and see you in the next one soon. Bye.
Thank you.
It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.